The new Marvel superhero set is a great opportunity to get your friends into Commander. Whether it be fans of the comics or the movies, the heroes, the villains, the big dumb stuff, this set really has something for everybody. But one of the difficulties in getting people into the format is the price tag. I want to solve that for you with three $30 budget decks today to try and convince your friends to join you in playing Commander. These decks all have hands, they all do great stuff, and they're all a great entry point to get somebody into this format. I want you to let me know by the end of today's video which of these three decks is your favorite. Let's dig in. Let's start with our villains. We've all got friends that want to play the game to play the bad guys, and what better way to do that than to boast with Baron Helmet Zemo in a $30 mono black deck I call Caught Me Monologuing. This brew is all about black pips, the color symbols on your cards, and casting big splashy spells for free. Who doesn't love that? Tell your friends this deck can cast gods for free from the graveyard, and they'll be hooked in no time. See, Zemo loves to connive when you cast black spells, drawing and discarding, in order to pump his power and fill your graveyard with spells that have lots of black color symbols in their costs. Because when Zemo's done monologuing and boastfully attacks, you can exile cards with a total of 15 or more black symbols, copy them, and cast 3 of them for free. Our goal is to fill the graveyard with spells that have 4, 5, or 6 black mana symbols, and we may only need 4 or 5 cards in the yard to end the game that way. See, we can do things like halve everyone's life total a few times, then drop a Grey Merchant of Asphodel to end the game, all for free, once we get cards into the graveyard. Or we could be casting Doomsday Excruciator for free and exiling entire libraries while waiting for opponents to draw themselves out of the game. Or putting Zodiarch into play, having everyone sacrifice half their creatures, then keep a big, indestructible god to start eating everybody's life totals. And it's easy enough to fill up the graveyard when we've got a bunch of creatures that we can cycle to get our land drops consistently and to fill our graveyard. Or discard cards to our own spells and effects for bigger and better benefits, like making our creatures unblockable. Or just conniving a lot, like villains are meant to do, in order to ensure we're churning through cards, making creatures bigger, and making it easier for our commander to get us some big free benefits. And if you end up having to do things the old-fashioned way, beat opponents through combat, then just making our commander big and unblockable works too. Zemo connives whenever we cast a black spell from hand, and since all of our spells are black, we'll be doing that a lot. It's easy enough to get him huge. With a few cheeky tutors in the deck like Razakith's Right, Mausoleum Secrets, and Final Parting, we can assemble the Masters of Evil, or cards to cast for free from the graveyard, engineering the perfect plan to end the table all at once. On just a $30 budget, it's easy to pick this up, and easy to snag some of these cards to get the whole deck for much less than the cost of a single collector booster or a commander precon. Now, if your friends like this deck and they want to upgrade it, there are a few ways we can do that. I would have loved to included a Phyrexian Obliterator in the deck, but he's much too expensive to fit into an intro deck level. And if you're in mono black looking to cast big spells, hunting for the Urborg and Cabal Coffers upgrade to the deck would let you hard cast these spells from hand too. But if being a villain isn't what your friends are into, how about being a hero with Shuri the Black Panther? I chose this because no one is building her. She only has about 110 decks on EDHREC at the time of recording, but still seems super solid as a budget deck pick. Green and white as a color combination really isn't known for its love of artifacts. Quite the opposite, actually, as they're very good at removing artifacts. But a low-to-the-ground commander that wants you to have lots of artifacts in play? This is a great start to a deck and great way to introduce concepts like mana ramp, because Shuri is going to mana rock you. See, as a 2-mana 2/3 with lifelink, Shuri gets you benefits on attack if you control lots of artifacts. It starts with an extra card drawn on attack if you control 3 or more artifacts, and a massive +2/+2 boost to all of your creatures if you control 6 or more artifacts. Meaning, this Shuri deck wants to be packed with artifacts, right? Maybe, but how about artifact tokens? Clues, food, treasure, these are all artifact tokens that are easy to generate a lot of, and in these colors, there's ways to do that pretty easily. Even our lands help add to our artifact count without having us cast any spells, which means by turn 3 we could be drawing that extra card off of Shuri without needing to cast any other spell at all. So not only do we want some spicy artifact creatures in the list, ranging from small mana-generating bodies, all the way up to massive smashing machines that can put a real pressure on opponents' life totals throughout the game, but we want to be finding ways to generate multiple tokens, bonus tokens, and more, all to ensure Shuri draws us a card and makes our creatures a lot bigger on attack. So while we can win just by virtue of having a lot of artifacts, like with the Bronze Guardian or Organic Extinction, we're going to make the most of our mana more than anything. Plenty of mana rocks and power stone generation in the deck means we can use this to cast more artifacts or to activate abilities that get us tons of value, like drawing more cards, returning creatures from our graveyard, or just letting us cast big machines. The deck is more for the friend that wants to boost their army and attack with a bunch of creatures at once. The friend that wants to lead the charge, stand on the front lines, and command victory. Again, all on a super tight $30 budget. But if there's ever an opportunity to upgrade the deck with a few more bucks, I'd definitely find room for my favorite card, Academy Manufactor. With all the food, clues, or treasures we're creating, this is tripling our artifact count each time, and worth a pickup. Steel Overseer and Iron Spider just missed the list too. But with all of the artifact creatures we're running, these make for some awesome pickups to grow your army even faster. Now, from a hero commanding an army to a hero that flies solo. Our last beginner-friendly ultra-budget deck is the $30 Tony Stark / The Invincible Iron Man deck that I built in a cave with a box of scraps. And this one's a little bit different because Tony is a bit more expensive on his own, so I've ensured nothing in the 99 is above an uncommon rarity. That's right, no rares or mythics in this deck. Not only to make it more balanced, but to keep it from spiraling too far out of control. Some of the even cheap equipment you can put into and onto Iron Man for free can make the game basically unwinnable for opponents. My version of the deck also wants to put equipment into play and onto Tony for free. They're just a bit more reasonable than some of the bigger, splashier options you might see other people include. See, while the Tony Stark side of the commander lets you hunt for equipment, the Iron Man side puts that equipment into play for free and equips it to Iron Man for free on attack. It's simple, but it's effective, and with haste and flying, it's easy to reach 6 mana and basically win the game in a single attack. Yes, we want to put a Colossus Hammer onto Tony at some point, but the rest of the equipment I've included are much more reasonable. Gimli's Axe, Fire Shrieker, Loxodon Warhammer, all options that make Tony bigger, harder to block, and punch a lot harder. Getting to do something silly like put a Meteor Sword into play for free, blowing something up and attaching it to an attacking Iron Man, that gets crazy. Tony's supported by some friends in the deck, like Shuri, who wants to make artifacts cheaper and can turn some of our less good equipment into much better equipment. Echo, who can double up on Tony's attack trigger for twice the fun and twice the free equipment. And Vision's daughter Viv, who acts as another source of card draw when she attacks each turn if we suit her up or power her up, allowing us to find more equipment for Tony to put into play. Everything else in the deck is aimed at either getting Iron Man out faster via some ramp and cost discounters, drawing more cards to ensure we always have equipment in our hands, or finding ways to reattach equipment to our creatures for free if anything ever happens to Tony once we've cheated them in for free. All again on a tight $30 budget without the commander's cost included, and without featuring any rares or mythics. But if you did want to upgrade the deck with some rares, Kappa Cannoneer, Thought Monitor, and Cyberdrive Awakener are all great additions that give you a few more flexible options while attacking, or surprise animating your equipment to attack with. And including rare equipment like Chainsaw or Hulkbuster armor makes a great addition to ensure a flavorful way for Tony to get big in a flash. But you will notice that these decks, combined with last week's $30 Hawkeye Young Avenger burn deck, make a nice little battle box. 4 decks, all for $30 each, that can fight against each other. The decks are relatively balanced against each other and have different strengths and weaknesses. Baron Zemo prefers to attack at opportune times. Shuri wants to go wider, and Tony prefers to attack mostly with just your commander. Each deck has strong removal options, good board wipes, and opportunities for big splashy plays, perfect for getting friends into commander and enjoying this format. If you're looking to pick up these decks, then you can grab them all for less than the cost of a play booster box of Marvel superheroes, and makes for a great way to have 4 decks to bring to game night for everyone to share. Let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to getting your friends hooked on Commander, and which deck was your favorite. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that button. And before you go, make sure to check out my sponsors like Card Conduit. They are hands down the easiest way to sell your individual Magic cards without the hassle of traditional buy listing. They'll get you top dollar while handling all of the heavy lifting, from sorting to grading to optimizing your price across a huge network of vendors. And they'll give you cold hard cash for it. You can use the promo code MECHANIC right now for 10% off of all fees. And if you want to pick up the cards for this list, make sure to go check out Card Trader. Use my promo code MECHANIC right now for 5% off your order from any TCG. Card Trader's zero system means you can get cards from all over the world with only one shipping fee. Save money and time today. Lastly, you can check out all of my decks on MOXFIELD. MOXFIELD is the best deck building platform in the world and makes it easy to build decks and search for specific cards with their powerful tools. Have you checked out their drag and drop feature yet? It's revolutionary. Be sure to check out my brews and follow my profile there right now. If you were inspired to brew today, you have to hit that subscribe button. Check out this other deck on my channel right now for more sweet tech. And as always, folks, good luck and have fun.